The man accused of getting in a high-speed chase with police with the body of his mother in the trunk of his car makes an appearance in court.
A fraternity at SDSU vandalized. The Jewish community says this is just the latest of several anti-Semitic incidents that have happened on San Diego campuses so far this school year.
It's certainly something that we're constantly prepared for.
The concerns from San Diego health leaders after the nation's first measles death.
A 24-hour economic blackout. More on the social media movement that aims to make a dent in sales as a way of fighting back against corporate policy.
MTS ramps up trolley service on the San Diego Football Club's home opener.
A taste of the islands right here in the South Bay. We meet the queen of
L&L Hawaiian Barbecue.
CBS 8 News live at 6 starts right now.
We begin tonight in East County with an update on a police chase that ended this week with officers finding the body of the suspect's mother in the trunk of a car. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Carla Chiquetto.
I'm Marcella Lee. The 24-year-old suspect pleaded not guilty today to his mother's murder. But as CBS 8's David Gottfredson reports, prosecutors say the man was seen on surveillance video dragging his mother's body into the trunk of the car.
The medical examiner's preliminary findings indicate that the manner of Miss Webster's death was homicide. Although investigation is ongoing, there is evidence of strangulation.
We only got a brief glimpse of 24-year-old Richard Leyva Friday in El Cajon court. The judge ordered us not to show his face in court, even though video of his arrest Tuesday night in El Cajon was widely broadcast. Leyva is charged with murdering his 51-year-old mother, Jamison Webster, as well as assault with a deadly weapon and felony evading arrest.
We know that he murdered her on that night and that he disposed of her body in the back of the trunk of that vehicle, and then he evaded apprehension after the fact.
Prosecutor Yasmin Bigdelli did not reveal the motive for the killing, but she said the disposal of the mother's body in the trunk of her own car was captured on surveillance video. The mother was first seen entering her son's room at this Motel 6 in El Cajon.
The next time we see her is later that evening. He's dragging her by the ankles off the curb along the vehicle and puts her in the back of the trunk of the vehicle. He then goes into the Motel 6 room again.
It wasn't until the next day that the defendant's brother came by the motel looking for his mom. Prosecutors say he found Webster's body in the trunk before Leyva sped away, eventually getting into that high-speed chase.
The defendant drove against traffic multiple times, going the wrong way on the road. He failed to stop at red lights and went on and off multiple freeways.
Court records show Leyva has been diagnosed with bipolar disorder. In 2021, he was charged with randomly punching an elderly man in the face while carrying a knife. The charges were dismissed after he completed a mental health diversion program and agreed to take medication. If convicted on all counts, Leyva faces 28 years to life in prison. He's set to be back in court on March 7th. At the El Cajon Courthouse, David Gottfredson, CBS 8.
Thanks, David. We're following some developing news in El Cajon, where an hours-long SWAT standoff is still happening right now. This is happening on Naranca Avenue, that's near Interstate 8. Police have been there since about 1 o'clock this afternoon after responding to a report of a home burglary. Right now, they're trying to negotiate a peaceful surrender with the suspect. Community members are urged to avoid this area as police continue negotiation.
Tonight we're learning a person is in custody in connection with a deadly shooting at a park in Lemon Grove last weekend. Sheriff's investigators tell us 26-year-old Andrew Cardona Gomez was arrested at his home in El Cajon yesterday. They believe he shot and killed 51-year-old Danny Trujillo on Sunday. Investigators say the two men did know each other, but they did not say anything about a possible motive. Gomez is being held without bail and is due in court next week. SDSU police are investigating vandalism at a Jewish fraternity house as a hate crime.
CBS 8's Kelly Hessedal spoke with a former member of Alpha Epsilon Pi and also a Jewish organization on campus who say this incident is the latest in dozens of anti-Semitic incidents that have happened on San Diego College campuses this school year.
According to SDSU, this is the second anti-Semitic incident that's happened this month on school campus. That former member of Alpha Epsilon Pi describes what it was like at the fraternity house early Wednesday morning.
Students were, yelling anti-Semitic slurs at them. Obviously we're Jewish fraternity. They were shooting literal fireworks at them.
Ofek Suchard is the landlord of Alpha Epsilon Pi. He's also a former member of the fraternity. He says what happened early Wednesday morning is troubling and that a neighboring fraternity is to blame.
I'm not going to say that there isn't fraternity to fraternity conflict on campus. I think that's common, but there's been nothing to the scale that I know of.
Here are photos of the aftermath. Paint is everywhere. Windows are broken. Glass bottles were hurled at the building. Suchard says the damage is in the tens of thousands.
I think that the school has on camera many students doing these things. I think the school needs to suspend or expel the students. And I think the police needs to do a thorough investigation.
Campus police confirm they are investigating this incident as a hate crime, the second anti-Semitic incident so far this month. Someone recently spray-painted buildings and parking structures with anti-Semitic and racist remarks. The president of SDSU sent out an email this week making it clear any act of hate due to a person's religion, race, or ethnicity is not tolerated.
I just want to make sure that whether it's the Jewish people or it's any other minority or non-minority group, that no student feels unsafe on campus.
And campus police tell me they are continuing to interview students about what happened. They are asking anyone with information to contact them. Kelly Hessedal, CBS 8.
All right, Kelly, thanks. A traffic alert tonight. Part of Friars Road is shutting down tonight for work on the Morena Pump Station project, which is part of the sweeping Pure Water project in San Diego. The closure will be between Napa Street and Cyril Drive from 9 o'clock tonight through 9 tomorrow night. That is when the westbound lane will reopen, but we're told the eastbound lanes, those are going to remain closed through the fall. Drivers are encouraged to follow detour signs to get around the closure. Starting tomorrow, drivers could be ticketed for violating the state's so-called daylighting law. This law took effect at the start of the year. It bans drivers from parking within 20 feet of any crosswalk, marked or unmarked. It's meant to improve visibility for drivers so they can see pedestrians as they approach intersections. The city gave drivers a 60-day grace period with warnings instead of tickets. But tomorrow is March 1st, so those citations will begin. They'll cost $77.50. Record-breaking crowds are expected to pack Snapdragon Stadium tomorrow for San Diego Football Club's historic home opener.
More than 30,000 fans are expected at the inaugural home match against St. Louis City SC. Kickoff set for 7:30 tomorrow night. Fans are urged to plan ahead to avoid missing any of the action on the pitch. CBS 8's Abby Black shows us the growing excitement and an easier way for fans to get to the game.
The San Diego Football Club home opener tomorrow at Snapdragon Stadium is expected to draw massive crowds and heavy traffic. Today, MTS is showcasing its enhanced team trolley service to help fans bypass traffic headaches on the Green Line. MTS hopes by ramping up trolley service on match day that your wait time will be 15 minutes or less. And they're preparing for an even smoother exit after the final whistle.
We're going to have trains on standby to make sure that they can just jump into action and get the crowds out of here as soon as possible.
Fans can park free at any trolley station, and there's no charge for 2 kids 12 and under, and a round trip anywhere on the system costs just $5.
The MTS trolley is the fast and convenient way for everybody to travel, whether they're coming from the South Bay, from La Jolla, or even from East County.
At 18 Threads, the official SDFC team store in Mission Valley, fans are already scooping up inaugural swag.
It's about being a part of something special.
Russell Merritt is working an event at tomorrow's match and plans to drive to the stadium early.
But I'm having a buddy that's meeting me there, and he's taking advantage of the trolley, which looks like the MTS is really going to come through, and they can take that trolley and take a nice easy ride in, easy ride out, with avoiding all the hustle and bustle.
Next door to the team store, Novo Brazil Brewing has become a popular gathering spot for soccer fans.
I even feel like I'm in Brazil here because the city is just breeding soccer here.
The brewery offers convenient pregame and post-game match options, with the trolley just a short walk away, only 3 stops from Snapdragon.
People just hop in the trolley after pints here, don't need to drive, don't worry about it.
For those without tickets, which have skyrocketed since SDFC's season opener went on Sunday, Nova will host a watch party. The cheapest tickets we still found available for match on Ticketmaster were $169, with some resale prices topping $2,000, even in the nosebleeds.
I think tomorrow is going to be what San Diego's been waiting for.
A milestone day that puts San Diego back on track with professional soccer.
And I think the atmosphere is just going to be pretty unbelievable, something that we haven't seen in a while, and just going to be a precursor to what the whole season is going to look like.
In Mission Valley, Abby Black, CBS 8.
Thanks, Abby. And a reminder, our new special Beyond the Crest is airing on our free streaming channel, CBS 8 Plus, right now. We take a closer look at the development of SDFC. You can also watch our sports team talk about tomorrow's match. You can download CBS 8 Plus on your TV and watch for free. How some San Diego businesses were impacted by an economic blackout movement today. That's still ahead.
Plus, what local health leaders are saying tonight after the nation's first measles death in a decade.
And the pop-up event offering to help San Diegans experiencing homelessness get back on their feet.
Yesterday we were talking about record heat. Now we're getting into some rain chances. It really starts to go up by Sunday and Monday. Also talking about more light to moderate rainfall and even some mountain snow. Chances even next week too. We'll take a look at your complete forecast coming up.